so I don't know what to do. I really badly want to leave the United States. I would be gone tomorrow if I could make it happen. And my husband doesn't. He thinks that someone's going to save us. He thinks Congress or checks and balances or Democrats or someone is not going to let the worst happen. And I don't know how many other ways to try and convince him. I don't think that's going to happen. I want better for us. I want better for our kids. I want them to have a worldly, cultured childhood, and I want them to grow up in a better place than this. This is not a good life. And he's an engineer. I'm a nurse. We don't make a ton, but we're fine. But not here. This sucks. How do I get him on board with moving away from the United States?
Hello guys, how are you doing today? Welcome back to Training Pulse Worldwide. I'm your girl Amy. How are you guys doing today? And for my new viewers, you're very welcome and kindly consider subscribing so you don't miss out on any trending discussions. So let's talk about why Americans are choosing to leave the US in growing numbers. But I guess the question is why, and is it really the right move? And a lot of people are saying America isn't what it used to be when it comes to the cost of living. It's high, too high. The American dream feels out of reach, and many just want a better environment for their families. But is moving abroad truly the answer? Let's take a look at what people are saying, then I'll be back and we can have a full discussion.
You don't like the US, if you don't like the direction that it's headed in, pack your bag and leave. It's the morning after the US election. I'm in the airport, as you can see, and this is your sign. You can just leave. I did it 2 years ago. I live in the UK now, and there's so many options. I hear a lot of people saying like, oh, I can't leave the US. I'm a broke college student. First of all, it's so easy to get a student visa in other countries, and you'll probably pay the same, if not less, to get a higher education. If you want to get a job abroad, I would ask ChatGPT to help you find something that aligns with what you're looking for, because there are so many great countries out there. I do highly recommend an English-speaking country. I think part of the reason moving to the UK has been so easy for me is because they obviously speak English. Just something to consider. But anyway, if I can do it, you can do it. Like literally, get on a plane. You'll never look back. And if you're worried about your friends and family, it's so easy to go see them. The world is actually really small. You don't realize that in America. It is. So just leave.
Let's talk about leaving the United States. I'm happy to share my literal exodus plan, but also just on a moral and ethical level, let's have a discussion. Because I remember in 2016, this was a conversation we were having where we were wondering, should we leave? And a lot of people decided, no, I'm going to stay and I'm going to fight. And a lot of people stayed. I stayed and I got a law degree and I worked in nonprofit and I started a content creation business where I talk day in and day out about these issues and provide like tangible solutions and things that people can be doing. And, you know, it's not groundbreaking work, but I feel like day in and day out, what I'm doing matters. And yet, it hasn't done anything. It didn't change anything. And I'm at a point where I'm personally ready to throw in the towel. And I want to know what people's thoughts are about that. I think there's a lot of people who think that are ready to leave. It's a really privileged position to take. I fully acknowledge that most people don't have the means to leave. But the United States no longer represents me, who I want to be, the life I want to lead, the society I want to live in. And I have the opportunity to get out. So I'm planning on taking it. You can have all the opinions you want about that, but I want to hear what they are. I think it's a conversation we should be having because I know I'm not alone in this, and there are a lot of people who are thinking about or planning on leaving.
I'm this close to spending that last $400 on a one-way ticket.
Yes. Book a one-way ticket out of the US if you are trying to save money. I think all of us can agree that it has become ridiculously expensive to live in the US. Many of us are living paycheck to paycheck and just continuing to accrue debt. And honestly, the only way that I saw out was to sell my house and to move to Bali. And if you don't have a house to sell, that's okay. Take what money that you have in savings and book a one-way ticket to an affordable country like Indonesia, Thailand, Ecuador, Colombia, Vietnam, Cambodia. The cost of living in these countries is less than $1,000. You can probably get it to $200 to $300 for a month. You can stay in hostels. You can house sit for people and have your accommodation completely calm. You can pet sit as well. But slaving in America is not it anymore. We are not the land of the free. We are the land of the slaves. We are common day slaves. All we do is work, eat, sleep, repeat. So if you're sick of struggling and living paycheck to paycheck, the only way that I see out is to leave the US indefinitely and take it from somebody who has already done so last year. Life is so much better abroad.
We are very, very seriously starting to consider leaving the United States. And I just want to hear from someone who's done it. Where did you go? How did you decide that's where you're going? How did you get a visa? Do all of that? I'm definitely researching on my own, but if there was someone I could connect with who's done this before, I just would love to utilize you as a resource. And yeah, if we can help one another, please.
We left the United States a little over a week ago, and I am so grateful. I'm so thankful to have gotten both of our children, both girls, out of the United States. It is scary over there, and I didn't think we'd be able to leave. We're not the type of people who have a bunch of money. We didn't come from money. I didn't think it was in the cards for us, but we did it, and I'm very proud of us. But one thing that I feel like not a lot of people discuss is how emotional it is. It's emotional in a good way, oh, thank goodness we did it, we're out. We're so proud of ourselves, right? But it's also emotional in you're leaving behind everything that you've ever known. The life that you've always lived, the places you've known, the places you've eaten at, the places you've visited, gone. Everything you've known does not exist.
It's definitely clear that people aren't just living on a whim. These are real struggles that are pushing them to find a new home. But one thing to consider is that while life may be tough in the US, no place is perfect. And you find that some countries offer a lower cost of living, better work-life balance, and universal healthcare, but they come with their own challenges too. But before we get into my full thoughts, let's check out what this woman had to say, because she brings up a very important point.
If you can leave the US, then more power to you. A lot of people are going to make you feel bad. I'm not. Do what you want. I probably don't know you. You probably couldn't help me. I may decide to leave myself if I can. But one thing I want to make very clear to everyone is that you are not leaving America to go and find a utopia. Leaving America just means you're swapping one set of problems for another. Western problems tend to trickle into other areas eventually. So at this point, you might just be escaping time, but time catches up to you. And that's not me telling you don't leave. That's not me telling you leaving is a waste of time. I'm just trying to make clear that leaving America does not mean you are safe and free from our problems. You are simply trading this set of problems for that set of problems.
Now, listening to all these people talking about leaving America, I can't even say I'm surprised. And it's not just one reason, it's a mix of everything. You find that the cost of living is through the roof, the housing is unaffordable, healthcare is ridiculously expensive, and wages just aren't keeping up, and people are tired of working nonstop just to survive. Not to mention the constant stress of student loans, medical bills, and inflation, making basic necessities feel like luxuries. You might say, the American dream? Nah, a lot of folks don't even believe in that anymore. It's like the idea of work hard and you'll make it doesn't hold up when no matter how hard you work, you're still struggling. And then there's the political climate. It feels like America is more divided than ever. And you find that so many people at this moment are so frustrated, exhausted, and frankly, some don't even feel safe anymore. And for a moment, Americans are looking at other countries and thinking maybe life would be easier somewhere else. But at the same time, I get what that lady in the video was saying. Like, moving isn't some magic solution, and problems don't just disappear because you left America. And again, Western issues follow people wherever they go, and every country has its own struggles. And yes, you might escape one set of problems only to run into a different set somewhere else. So yeah, I understand why people are leaving, and I don't blame them. But I also think anyone considering it should do their research and really think about what they are looking for. Because no place is perfect and no country is going to be a complete utopia. Finally, what do you all think? Do you think people are making the right move by leaving, or is it just trading one problem for another? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's talk about it. And of course, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more trending videos. Thank you so much for sticking around, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.